We're going to roll right into another conversation, another guest as we continue with you this morning on the Gallo Radio Show. Leah Ferretti is director of Mississippi Ready, part of Empower Mississippi. You can follow them on Twitter, X, I suppose, if you would like. That's EMPOWERMS. We're talking education with Leah. Good morning. Thanks so much for coming in.
Good morning, Richard. I feared that dreadful fog out there, which was a lot safer than getting my children to school and a lot easier.
I can understand that. Some mornings are more difficult than others, right?
Amen. Especially now I have a 9-year-old who hates wearing pants, so that's kind of an issue in our house. So we're trying to overcome that right now.
Lance, when did you become 9?
Me? No.
Yeah, you hate wearing pants, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm a just boxers guy. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who wants to wear pants? Nobody. Nobody. Leah, thanks so much. One of the conversations, we just finished a conversation with Senator Sparks and income tax elimination, and that's garnered a bunch of headlines for this legislative session. But I think a close second has been the debate on school choice and what that means for parents, what that means for school districts, what that means for the state overall. I know that's something that is important to you. This is School Choice Week in Mississippi. Where are we? Where are we right now?
Well, I'm excited that the talk, like you're saying that we're number 2 in the conversation. That's exciting because for a while education hasn't been exciting or as sexy to talk about, and here we are finally. Right now, it's National School Choice Week. It's a national education celebration where freedom is celebrated in education. That families across the nation are celebrating education freedom and what that means to each individual family. And my story. I've told you several times. About 10 years ago, my oldest son was diagnosed with dyslexia, and we were in an area that just simply couldn't service him. They did not have the resources to help him. So we were able to utilize an education scholarship account, which is an education choice that allowed us to put him in a small private school that allowed me to come in. And during this time when there wasn't a resource, I had to go back to school and get my master's in dyslexia therapy to help my kid. So for about a decade, we were able to utilize the ESA. I was able to come in and customize my children's education how I see fit. But fast forward to today, we have relocated to another area in the state that has amazing options. It has amazing private schools, amazing public schools. And we decided, at this season of life, a public school would be the best option for our children. So school choice is celebrating what school education looks like for each family. It may be different. Instead of looking at systems, we're celebrating individuals, celebrating students, and what works best for that family.
So there certainly are hurdles and there are roadblocks in the conversation about school choice. And I know you have looked at those and explored those. What do you think the biggest holdback is for people who are not for either wide open school choice? And in fairness, it does feel like there is significant momentum in the legislature, maybe not in the exact same way, for either wide open school choice or school choice district to district, but maybe not including private schools. What do you think the biggest barrier is right now?
I think the biggest barrier is just lack of knowledge and what school choice and what that looks like. So if you look at our surrounding states, Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Florida, they have robust school choice policy. The sky hasn't fallen. Public education hasn't dismantled, and they are thriving. They are thriving through the ranks. And I think finally, Mississippi, we're looking at like, okay, instead of tiptoeing into this like we have been and really not sure, man, let's take charge. This is what families want. According to certain polls, you've got about 70% of families here in Mississippi that are wanting more options. So I think it's just lack of really knowing what that looks like. There are narratives of fear-mongering, that the sky is going to fall. And if you look at people that are already doing it, that's not happening.
What about the parents? And it's a conversation that I've had with friends and other parents who have concerns. The parents who say, I don't want my public tax dollars going to fund private schools. People that make that choice to go to private schools, that's fine. And I know there's an argument that in some places that is absolutely the best option because of lack of options in public schools. But when you hear the argument that I don't know that we need to be sending public dollars to private schools, that public money needs to stay, that public tax money needs to stay within our public schools. How do you respond to that?
Well, who pays taxes? Parents. I pay taxes, you pay taxes, Lance pays taxes. So parents are paying taxes. So it's not these are tax dollars that are going to this entity. These are dollars that I'm paying that are supposed to educate my child. And if a certain system or schoolhouse or district isn't able to service my child, I should have that right to be able to use those dollars to send my children to where they are able to be educated, just like you have the right to be able to send your children to where they need to be educated and the best fit for them. And it's not public dollars going to private schools. As an ESA mom, those dollars go to the parents. So how it works is we pay out of pocket. Parents have to pay out of pocket for those services, and they send in quarterly reports to the Department of Education to make sure that each quarterly report's being audited, that they are paying tuition, that it's going to therapy services, that it's going to books and tuition, and then they are reimbursed back. So the accountability falls on the parents, and it's not going directly to a private school.
Is the most compelling argument for school choice the issue that you've dealt with and many other parents deal with, and that's that some children have special learning circumstances that they need help with, as opposed to just, we don't like the district we're in, we want to go to another district?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's beyond that of children with specific learning disabilities or any type of learning disability. It could be a social situation where a child may be being bullied. And that is a whole rigmarole of issues. It could be where the school over here has an arts program where the school that they don't or that they're currently at does not. I would say compelling, yes, as far as children with special needs, but it's such a bigger spectrum than that.
I can't help but, because so much of my world has been framed around athletics and sports and all of that, wonder about the athletics issue. And maybe that's like canary in the coal mine, but I wonder about the effect that it has positively and negatively on athletics. Because I would argue that the athletic piece of the middle school and high school experience is an important one.
Yeah.
Just in terms of overall development of a child and learning how to be a part of a team and to work with others and all of those things. But I also know how athletics works, and I see exploitation right there on the edge of that as well. How does that play in?
Well, as a mother of middle school and high school athletes, that is the absolute least of my concerns. And the reality is that's already happening today. Athletics have been recruiting for years, and we all know it. We just kind of turn our head if someone's able to throw a football really well. We want the same opportunities extended to children, whether they're math whizzes or art whizzes. We want those opportunities to be expelled upon all children. And as far as athletics goes, we have a high school sports association. Other states have those entities that help regulate, restrictions and what's going on to keep fair play and the playing field leveled amongst all schools. Look at Florida. They have a high school sports association and they have universal school choice. They continue to dominate nationally in athletics. And I think that Mississippi will be able to step up to the plate and show other states like, hey, we're here to play also.
Leah Ferretti, she's director of Mississippi Ready. It is National School Choice Week, which means it's also School Choice Week in Mississippi. I'll give you the final word, the message that you want out as it pertains to the school choice debate, the school choice argument, the school choice conversation.
For more information, go to our website at MississippiReady.org and follow us on Facebook and all other social media platforms to see what school choice really is and how you can join the movement.
Leah, really appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you,
it is a fascinating conversation. I know it's got a lot of layers, but there's a lot of good there as well. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We got more coming up with you. This is the Gallo Radio Show on SuperTalk Mississippi. About 45 minutes or so left on this Tuesday morning, the 28th of January. We're back with you right after this.